with Polygon Pythagoras. MetaMask, yeah, crypto cash. Yeah, I seen the metaverse through Metatope. My eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Phase 1, evolution, revolution. Smart contracts inside your smartphone. Phase 1, evolution, revolution. Help me CT's phone. Full body markerless motion capture. The metaverse broken after the Metatope golden era. The whitelist still open. Hurry up what you need. Golden chariot. Holy virgins that's holding cherubims. Paving the road with fairy dust. Create the avatar of your wildest dreams. Yeah, and use it inside your live stream. And all your metaverses, favorite games and widescreen. Metatope, visualize your digital.
By listening to the following, you are acknowledging that the comments, opinions, and analyses expressed by Metatope LLC, its representatives, or any other contributor are for informational purposes only and should not be considered individual investment or legal advice or recommendations to make an investment or adopt any investment strategy. You should be aware of the real risk of loss when buying and selling any assets, including but not limited to NFTs, tokens, or securities. Always conduct your own research and strongly consider seeking the advice of a financial or legal expert. And now, here's Crypto Chris G with TopeTalk.
Well. Happy Thursday, everyone. Thanks for jumping in early. It's good to see some familiar faces rolling through this quick, and I look forward to others joining us as we get this thing rocking and rolling, man. TopeTalk episode 61. 61 freaking weeks in a row. I can't believe it, and we're just getting started. So super excited to jump into some conversations. We'll do some initial what's ups, and then we will then go to some market analysis, a little bit of the news of what's going on in the market outside of the meme coins. And then we got some awesome guests today. We're going to talk about shitcoins are fun, as well as the Shredding Sassy project. You know, NFTs are reviving. You know, let's try to say something like that. They're reviving at some point. We have Crypto Medic in the building, so if you need NFT CPR, he's here. He's retired from helicopters, but he can still admit CPR to NFTs at some point, probably. But without further ado, Mr. Koko, what's up, bro?
The market is nuking. Woo! Let's go. Perfect entry point for everyone. Perfect entry point. That's the best. That's the best when people say, don't worry, it's just a healthy pullback. No, it's a healthy correction. No. This is good. This is good for the market. We need the market. You know, this is how we get the Jeets out, you know? No, anyways, yeah. That's what everyone's looking at right now. Happy to be here. Let's talk some shop. Let's have some fun.
For sure. Yeah, no, we definitely got some stuff to talk about on the alts and the Bitcoin market and stuff. What a absolute wrecked day for some of these long positions that are in. But yeah, you need to get some of these Jeets out, and once the Jeets are out, then you can create more buy pressure and get this party started. Hopefully there's volatility. I mean, it's been so boring on that side of the market. So yeah, we'll get into that. Crypto Medic, DJ Medic, what's up, bro?
What's going on? My brothers from other mothers, my sisters from other misters. So happy to be here. I'm just happy to talk about something. Like you said, it's been so freaking boring. I'm happy to see something cooking. Let's get it on.
Yeah, that's right. It's been boring on that side. Now, I mean, we got some stuff to talk about and a little bit about memes and the shitcoin market, which is doing the other way of things. A lot of volume on that side. But before we do, we got the Dev in the house, Mr. Romantic. What a beautiful man he is down in the streets of Miami. What's up, bro? How you holding up, bro? It is hotter than it's so hot and it just rained. You don't want to step outside in Tampa. You literally turn into,
right now is like very good one.
Yeah.
Like the weather
nasty,
is
huh?
like just perfect. Not too hot and not too rainy.
Lucky you. It's not like that up here, bro. But how you doing, man? Thanks for joining us.
Doing great so far. It's a pleasure to be here. Like, to be honest, like, no idea what we're gonna talk about. So feel free to onboard me if there is anything that you expect from me. Let me know.
Yeah, we got about 15 contracts for you to go over.
Only 15. Okay, easy peasy.
And I think Walker has another 15. Coco brought 10. We actually wanted every speaker to bring 10 to 15 each. So
okay, I'll bring up my randomizer. Yeah, that's fine.
And, just kidding. But yeah, so with our other guest is on stage here. No Sleep from the Shredding Sassy community manager. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Chris, what's up, man? It is hot here in Dallas right now, man. It's a balmy 107. It's going to be 110 tomorrow, man. At least the price of ETH is cooling me down. Holy smokes! But yeah, just happy to be here. Thanks all for having me on. Can't wait to get into it.
For sure, for sure. We'll run over to Mr. Enzo. What's going on, bro? How's it in the other countries out here? Are you still having that beautiful 75 degrees?
Yo, what's up, man? Dude, to be honest, we have the craziest weather. So for about 3 to 4 months, we've been in a serious drought. And then last night, it rained the entire night. And my dad turned the news on this morning, and 100 people had to be evacuated because their houses were flooded. But yet, 2 days ago, we were in the middle of a drought. So I'm not sure what's wrong with this country. It needs to get some stuff figured out. Some people couldn't make it to work because of the flood. I'm not sure what's wrong, but I'm glad we got some water. It's been a crazy day, and I had one of my friends called me while I was working on a video and started yelling at me to go look at the crypto chart, and I saw the entire red candles happen in real time, and it was hilarious. So unfortunately, I didn't have some stable coins set aside, so I couldn't buy, but it was still tremendous to watch.
For sure, bro. It is definitely creating some buying opportunities. I think a lot of people have been sidelined for a minute, just kind of preparing. I'm sure that they're waiting for a little bit more bleed out, but the smart people are DCAing down. And yeah, we'll see what happens there. But Walker, man, thanks for joining us from good old Alabama, bro. How's it going? Oh my God, we're getting engagement farmed by Walker. We'll move on to Pinky. We've got the other member of, we're missing just the astronaut. At this point, I don't even invite him anymore. He's just, too busy at the gym playing basketball. But, the other Shitcoins Are Fun members are here. What's going on, Pinky? Thanks for being here, bro.
What's good, bro? What's good? I just love a good old 10, 20, 30% absolute blood pour in the market, man. I look forward to these days, bro. It's when you get rich. Buy it up. I'm out here chilling, bro. Just picked up the kids from school. Doing my daily routine, bro.
You guys getting some nasty heat out there in Vegas?
Bro, it's like 120, might as well put 300 degrees. This is the first month, August, bro. And then you start seeing days from September, October. It's super nice, but this month it's hell every year.
Makes you wonder, when do the tires start melting onto the streets?
Dude, it's crazy, man. It gets so hot here, bro. But it's like a dry heat, so you can actually kind of bear it.
122, Chris. 122. That's when they start melting on the street. Confirmed.
Wow. So you're 2 degrees away, Pinky. You got to watch those tires, bro. That SUV, man. We don't need those things riding on those rims.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, we got Walker back on stage. Walker, you got a good connection? Are you out there? In the woods? What's going on?
I'm gonna assume you were talking to me because all I heard was the woods, and yes, I am deep in the jungle of Alabama. But I hope I'm coming through clear. I got a little market update for you guys and ladies. I hope there's some ladies in there with the number one influencer in the world in Koko. I would assume there's some around. But we've got the DXY catching a bid. Really it's been in a falling channel, but testing the top of that range for those people that might want to understand a little more. Typically when the DXY, which is like a basket of dollar indices and what the dollar's worth globally, when it trades up, typically we get asset prices that fall off, and typically we see Bitcoin in many cases trade inversely to the DXY. That's not always true, though. We've seen extended periods of time where it traded with the dollar. On Bitcoin, a really interesting thing. I posted about it 5 days ago. We had a confirmation on the MACD flipping bearish on Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and that has been an absolutely just awesome indicator for me over my my time trading. Probably if I could just pick one to trade trends, that is an incredible place to look. We did see a big sell-off. I think, though, more than anything, I mean, fundamentals are key But we had a lot of things happen, in the Fed minutes yesterday. And really the tone from the Federal Reserve is very hawkish from the standpoint that they're saying, hey, we've got inflation under control. We actually think we're going to go higher for longer, and we're not going to raise rates this time. Maybe we have some intermedium here that we're not going to, but it's probably coming. And the market is looking at it and they're saying, okay, well, is inflation under control? Because if we actually look at the household increase in the cost of goods and like groceries, in the past 4 years, it's astronomical. I think the average is somewhere around 16%, maybe even higher now. And that has a real effect on people, and I don't think most people have received those kind of wage increases. A lot of debt stacking up, and the Federal Reserve is claiming that our GDP is running at 5%. That's the Chinese target. Our GDP. I just do not think that those numbers are real. A lot of people in the market are saying maybe 1%. And so when you're looking at those numbers, the markets are reacting. They're selling off, taking a little bit more of a bearish stance, and really kind of saying, hey, we don't think that those interest rate cuts are maybe coming as soon as we thought. But just as some of the other speakers said, blood in the water is the perfect opportunity. All right, so we're paying attention to the fear and greed. We're really watching this, and we want to buy that Bitcoin low. Let the G sell.
Yeah,
Right.
you got a lot of like also catalysts too. So it's kind of like a compounding factor, I'd say. Like all this stuff that Walker said is spot on. But also, as far as the news goes today, you have Elon just sold all of his Bitcoin. SpaceX just sold it all. But they weren't very. I mean, I think they just bought Bitcoin back in like pre-parabolic run up, and he's never been like major like Bitcoin maxi. So like you knew at some point he was going to unload that. I actually think I don't know if he's in profit on that sell, but he just sold $373 million worth of Bitcoin. That contributes to it. Then also you have the Evergrande news. They're one of the biggest. I think they're like a Chinese real estate like firm that controls like a huge portion of the real estate in China. They just filed for bankruptcy. So you've got compounding factors. You've got a chart and a market that's basically been going sideways aside from shitcoins for seems like the better part of 2 months. So you're expecting some kind of move. And obviously when you have catalysts like that, that can definitely contribute to it. Right. And then on top of it, the factors that Walker just pointed out. So like one thing that I will say about these type of market moves though, whenever you see like a flash down like that, there will like, I actually think it's kind of bouncing right now. Like Ethereum went down to like 1,500 or something, 1,600, and it's kind of bouncing. So if you're like a sharp trader, you can catch that recovery bounce, but sometimes it's good to just sit back and watch and see how it plays out. So yeah, it's definitely volatility is actually wakes the market up in weird ways. Gas is really high right now. It's about $50 a transaction. So, I mean, while it's not positive news, like waking the market up and action and movement and volatility also kind of lets you know that there's a pulse, right? So just just analyze and watch and see where you can take advantage of opportunity.
That's right. It's all about taking advantage of these opportunities, especially when the market's bleeding. You never want to be buying the tops. So now's a great time to pay attention and see what you can do to make some quick adjustments to your portfolio. But I think we should jump in. Speaking of altcoins and stuff, we've seen the Shiba ecosystem start making some waves of disruption in the space. I mean, a lot of the way that's transaction fees have been skyrocketing in the last couple of days. Seems to be coming from this ETH bridge situation over to the Shibarium net, mainnet, Shibarium. And while that was taking place, there was some circulation of screenshots that there was money being lost, millions of dollars. I think it was like up to almost 2 million. That was kind of like lost forever, is what people were saying. However, the Shibarium denies the issues, calling it FUD. Satoshi Kasuma, which is one of the co-founders, says that it was blamed the influx of transactions and user activity, which caused technical difficulties. I guess they weren't expecting that much traffic to come in, even though they allotted about 400 million compute units per month. It says that they experienced 160 million compute minutes in literally 30 minutes after the launch. So bullish on that. They're seeing so much activity. However, they, it doesn't look good when you start to have those difficulties, and it, tends to piss people off. Who knows? I don't even know what the heck you're supposed to do on that network, or why you'd want to be over there. I guess unless you're like a hardcore Shiba lover. Yeah. Anybody have any clear answers of what the point of that, that main net is, or what they're doing over there in Shiba? Great. So we're all on the same page. No one knows what the hell's going on. That's perfect. Yeah. So with that, the next thing is based in the news. The only other thing that I saw that was kind of like worth time discussing was more or less, I guess, the Tether discontinuation of Bitcoin stablecoins. Basically saying that they'll no longer use the Bitcoin Omni layer, which has been, I think, open for about a year, or at least a year, and they just say that there's no interest. So the Bitcoin version of Tether was one of the first stable coins ever created, and then they're gonna discontinue the usage of Bitcoin Cash, as well as Kusama versions. So that all end on the as of today. The announcement came out today that they're going to just discontinue that stuff. So interesting news on the, especially since there was so much hype on the ordinal side and Bitcoin maxis were going crazy. It seems like a lot of that is starting to dissipate. But yeah, so with that being said, let's rock into the not project, but more or less like kind of get an idea of what's going on with our guests here. So we have both the Shitcoins Are Fun team as well as the Shredding Sassy. Let's jump in with Shitcoins though. I think Koko, if you kind of want to just give a brief overview of why you created this community and the overall purpose, and maybe highlight some of these recent just absolute banger of calls that have taken place.
Yes. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, so I guess we would start at the beginning. So like I'm a bit like the kind of guy I am in crypto is I follow where the liquidity and I follow where the token velocity is at and where the interest in the market is, right? I don't care if it's NFTs, I don't care if it's the top 100, I don't care if it's Bitcoin, ETH, or shitcoins, right? Like I'm gonna follow where the flow of money is and where there's the most volatility, right? Whether it's up or down, you can always take advantage of volatility in the market. This is one of the most important factors a lot of people don't understand is like if there's volatility in NFTs, that's where I'm going to be because there's opportunity there. Whether it be buying something that's dumped really low because of the volatility or getting into something, selling something at a top. I think that one of the reasons why we started Shitcoins Are Fun really, and why it's taken off so much in the past like month and a half is because for the longest time there was this really heavy, like I almost feel like it was this negative aura over the space, right? Like people were fighting, they were talking about boxing each other, there was all these people like arguing on the timeline, and I just wanted to make something that was all about trading, all about making money, and all about everyone just sharing alpha. And like if anyone's in my group, they'll notice that like anytime I see someone bring that shit to my group, bro, I immediately tell them I'm gonna kick them out, or we just don't have any of it. Like none of that he said, she said, none of that drama is allowed. And I think a lot of people like that, right? Because a lot of people are in crypto because they either want to make money, or they want to learn. So it's also very degen, which we all have a little bit of degen in us, right? So and obviously shitcoins have been pretty much the talk of the town for the past couple months ever since Pepe, right? So it's just been a really fun place where we're all sharing alpha. We're teaching people how to shitcoin correctly, how to read contracts, how to scan their stuff, how not to get honeypotted, and we're trying to not to get rug pulled, as best we can. Obviously, sometimes things slip through the cracks, but yeah. So we've got a big community of degens that love it, and then we started doing a weekly show that's probably one of the best, the most watched or listened to shows on a Friday night in Web3. So yeah, we've done it all in a month and a half, and it's only getting bigger. We called XRP at 50K. That did 1,000x recently. So we're printed in the bear market, baby. If you guys want to join, just hit me up or go to my profile. You can come in the community.
So yeah, that's how we started it, and we're gonna scale it. We've got some cool stuff in the works. We're gonna throw some parties. We've got some people that want to partner with us, and yeah, it's just about having fun, man. It's about having fun and trading and learning and being around good people and not dealing with any of the drama. So yeah, that's basically the basis of it.
No, that's awesome. I mean, I think it's fantastic too that um, that you've created two ways for people to be a part of it, either in the community as well as an announcements channel, which I pinned above, where you can literally just get the calls if you don't have time to or don't want to sit there and just chat with people or try to pick up anything outside of what Koko's actually doing.
One more thing that I will note is I think a lot of the reasons why people like us and they followed us and why we're building such a big following so fast is we don't do any type of paid promo. We don't take money or anything because frankly I don't need a couple $1,000 to promote a coin. I would rather just buy it and tell everyone what I'm buying. So there's a level of transparency that people like, and they know that I'm not going to be bought by a couple $1,000 to promote some shit coin, right? I have to like it and I have to buy it myself if I'm going to talk about it. So I think people like that. There's an element of genuineness to it. So that's also, I think, a reason why a lot of people are following us now.
That is correct. I think it's also just a safer place for people that don't typically maybe have just stumbled into this market out of boredom or just wanted to see what it's all about. It gives them an opportunity to make well-educated decisions versus trying to learn it yourself or try to pick your own type of calls. You can kind of get into something as a conglomerate, and it's like you said, there's nothing paid about it. It's done live. It's kind of crazy to see it happen. I've seen it a few times, especially some of the previous calls, the one coin ran up to 1.8 million from 10K.
That was another 100x. I guess it's easy to grow a following when you're knocking 100x's and 1000x's. It makes it a little bit easier, right? So yeah, it's been a combination of some really good calls. Obviously, not every single call has been a banger, but we've had some really good ones. And then obviously really kind of hands-on community building and live shows where we're just DJing and having fun and not worrying about all the drama, right? So I think that combination has been something that's really led to our success.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the few, if not the only place right now where you can literally put a 0.05 bag, and 3 days later it was when we looked at it, if I would have put in a 0.05, it was worth 20 ETH. It's crazy to think that, but some people that are taking higher risk are absolutely making game changing and life changing experiences. I think it's something to at least as a, if you're into trading, it's fun.
Yeah, but it's also there's a better chance you're going to lose when you're playing with shitcoins, right? I don't want everyone to think that every single shitcoin, most of these things are rugs, right? But what we do is we try to take the best shot at them. And at the end of the day, it's like the casino, right? When you're playing with these shitcoins, it's all super high risk. And we tell everybody that. Everybody that's in there knows, look, this is the shitcoin casino, right? And we're just trying to give ourselves the best shot by the more eyes you have on something, the better. And the more people that can point stuff out. And I guess the more information you have, the better guess you can take. But at the end of the day, anything can happen. And there's a super high, it's the most high risk area of crypto, hands down, right? The most volatile, the most crazy. But if you have that type of risk tolerance and you can handle that, and you're up for it, then, you can have a lot of fun. So at the end of the day, it's all about having fun, right?
That's what it's about. It's about having fun. I think we have a question from Robbie. What's going on, man?
Hey, hello, guys. I just wanted to speak as a follower of Koko. I've had a really difficult time in the space. Number one, because I'm a boomer. Number two, because I don't have much money. And I've been in the NFT space for a couple of years and I've just been wrecked. And the knowledge is so invaluable that he's teaching people. He has a level head, and I've been in the shitcoins or fund probably the last 5 or 6 weeks. And I've learned so much. I mean, there's some people out here that don't even know how to set the Uniswap gas. And he's just helped me so much. And it's kind of saved me from leaving the space because I've been scammed. And I've been, my wallet's been drained. And people have, really abused the people that are just into the space. but he's given me the knowledge to really protect myself, and I can reach out to the team. And so I never speak in your space, Koko, but I just want to let you know how much you mean to me, and I can help others with that. So I followed you over to XRP, and that's a win. I really appreciate it.
Oh
Let's
man,
go.
dude, I got goosebumps, bro. Thank you, man. That honestly, bro, like for a guy like me, I'll be super candid right here. Like, everyone knows I made a nice bag on that, but like at the end of the day, bro, like I've had money for a long time. When I hear stuff like that, bro, like that really warms my heart. I appreciate it, man. I mean that genuinely. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, man.
Shout out Robbie, bro. That's what I'm talking about, dog. You're gonna get this, man. Get
Yeah,
this
that's
bag.
sick, bro.
This bag. Well, you know what's the coolest thing about the shitcoins or fun space is when you hear stories like that, like people like jumping in and being a part of it, and then they're like, "Dude, I made a bag, bro. Like, I'm like everyone's eating over here. You know what I mean on the good plays. That's what it's about."
Sometimes it's their first one they've ever made too.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, and like we say, like, dude, we take losses too. Like, we're not saying we nail every single thing, right? Like that, you got to, like, this stuff is super high risk, but if we can give ourselves the best chance, like then I guess, if you're willing to take that type of risk, and we're being safe and we're all giving each other the right form of information, we're gonna give ourselves the best shot, right? So that's kind of like the whole. And then it's also community, right? Like, we have a lot of fun. Like, some nights we'll just sit around and just goof off and run the slot, like, the Telegram emoji slot machine thing, and we'll just sit in there like in voice chat with like 50-60 of us, just like looking at live pairs, and it is a good community, man.
Bro,
Like,
we
I
gave away
genuinely
5Gs
really,
last weekend, bro. We gave away 5Gs, bro. So people are winning. Let's go.
yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's true too. Like, yeah, we're a bit crazy, right? So like, I think people like that too. So it's a mixture of everything, but we won't toot our own horn. Like, if anyone wants to,
I
well, we
will.
kind of just did. We kind of just did, but like, well, I won't go too much into it more because we've kind of already explained it. But like, yeah, if you guys are interested, come check us out. Also, we're big supporters of Metatope. We know all the guys, really great guys. We know Jordan, we know Walker, we know Chris, all IRL, and really dope guys. And we always, if anyone ever asks me about Metatope, I'm a big supporter because they're doing everything right. They got some really cool stuff coming up, and definitely, man, yeah, dude, watch out for these guys.
Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. I wanted to shoot a question over to Romantic real quick. We're not, when it comes to having a dev in the house, somebody that really understands like the contracts. Shout out to Roman, because there's been times like where everything looks good on the surface, but then he goes in there and he finds like hidden code stuff that could potentially harm like our community, and it's like it's so important to have that type of person around. And Roman, like, I guess, like, what is there anything you would say to somebody as an average, like, if you're not available, something like that, like, is there anything like off the top of your head, like a tip or trick that could help save people from getting wrecked?
Well, the obvious trick would be to use automated checkers. Like if you decide to whip into the live pairs, you definitely have to use some of those. It's something that at least can lower your chances of getting wrecked by at least 50%. So it's already like a big win. So you would lose like twice as less than you would do without those checkers. Yeah, but in general, I need to say that this is like a tough job to verify that there is no hidden malicious code in the smart contract that is like implementing like a honeypot scheme or like a delayed honeypot, and like these ruggers nowadays, when sophisticated a little bit, they get better over time. So they also learn how to circumvent the automated checks of the known tools. So it's like cat and mouse game in some sort. Yeah, so one of the obvious ways would be to stick around in our communities, because people tag me from time to time to help them out, check the contract, or any other devs that are also in the community. Like if I'm not available, there is like a decent portion of other smart people in the house that can jump on the smart contract and help the community out to decide if there is like anything sketchy in there or not. Yeah, this is like something that would help for sure.
Yeah, so like if anyone doesn't know what he's talking about, there's different tools you can use, especially like Telegram has become the staple for this kind of stuff to get the information and data processed and in front of you as fast as possible. So like, using a honeypot.is or ls or whatever the website is, those type of scanners and stuff you just pop in a contract and it will run a pretty basic, simulation of a buy and sell. So you tell you what the taxes are, if it's a honeypot, if there's, weird wallet distribution. But I guess like, what you really want to look for in these coins as the market moves around is really, you can decide based off volume and realize a lot of volume is fake. Sometimes like you have teams buying and selling their own coin, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You just want to try to find coins that don't have like large allocations of snipers, people that picked up the coin as it launched through bots, to get in early as possible, as well as airdrops, things, people getting coins before the coin even launched. And typically that's either like a pre-sale situation or it's bad actors where they're moving their own coin around to be able to dump it from fresh wallets. So, finding those tools and just like doing your own research, like it's crazy how much it's evolved over the course of like the last 2 months. I mean, at one point, Honeypot Scanner was it. And now there's all these different bots that are taking market share from Honeypot Scanner in a sense of like providing value to communities. And then a lot of those bots have coins attached to them. So like, you're seeing Airbot, which was an airdrop, like automated airdrop bot, absolutely rocket because it was providing, it's doing all those steps that like would take you a good trader take a day to do, or for like someone who has no idea how to do it, it wouldn't even be worth, you're probably going to lose money by sending it to the ether. And so there's definitely like a lot of opportunity if you're into this type of trading. And I think as like, if you're in crypto, it's always cool to educate yourself over time and keep yourself fresh. So maybe you're not even moving, money in and out of the market, at least like understanding what's happening will definitely set you up to do very well in the bull cycle. You don't want to be trying to learn things as the money is starting to flow into the market. You want to kind of be ahead of the game. So I think that's also something that shitcoins are fun as a whole provides, and that's experience and learning from others' mistakes and making sure that you're safe along the way. So no, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and I'm super excited for tomorrow. The next show for Shitcoins Are Fun is tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern. And that's where I already saw a couple hundred people already set reminders for it. So I'm expecting, bro, Koko, you think you're going to break a nice 500 tomorrow? What are you thinking?
I don't know, man. It keeps getting bigger every week. But, like one thing I will preface it with is like when we're doing our show, it is very kind of degen and, it's definitely not for kids. Like I wouldn't let my kids listen to it, but it's just the late night degen hour, right? So it's a lot of fun, a lot of swearing, a lot of goofing off, a lot of comedy. But then also we ape into some live stuff, and we just kind of play it by ear. We don't really have a format. We don't have a plan. we just kind of freestyle it, right? So I think that's what people like about it. So yeah, hopefully we hit a new record of listeners. I think we have over 200 already RSVP'd. So. Man,
people are sizzling. They are ready for the call. I mean, every day you're getting people just sitting there drooling, like just waiting for the next call. They missed XRP. They missed the one. They missed Gensler.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like, dude, it's such a tough act to follow, right? Like XRP's done from what's it at right now? Like 30 million?
Bro, it was at like 12 million market cap this morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, and then all of a sudden you look at the chart, it was 37 million.
Yeah. So it's a crazy one, right? And like I'm not gonna call one of those every single week. I'm not gonna like, I don't know, the one we do tomorrow could not even perform. Like there's no guarantees on anything. So like, if we're jumping into stuff, like, I tell people just be prepared to lose your money. Like this isn't like there's no guarantees here. We're just trying to make our best bet at it. So like I lose too, like it's not like I win all the time. It's just I think we give ourselves the best chance to win when we have more eyes on it, and a lot of guys like really just auditing everything. Like a lot of people like think, if you think about it like this, right? Like let's say you're just traveling around and like going to all these different places in the shitcoin space and going to all these telegrams and looking at all these different coins. But imagine if you had like hundreds of people like looking at the same coins, like stuff that you might miss, they might see. And then like you can also do it faster, right? Because a lot of the times with these shit coins, you have to be so quick. And that's why I say it's so high risk. And it's probably one of the harder things to trade and be successful. So like when we have more people sitting there auditing every aspect from the socials to how the token's moving, the deployer, like the token distribution, the contract, like we've got all guys doing that in parallel. So it gives us the best chance when we are jumping into these coins to have like the most informed decision, right? And even after all that, we can still lose. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a lot of fun though, right? Like if you're the type of person that likes that dopamine hit and like that rush, then yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, you can ride it all the way up and ride it all the way back down, and that is quite the rush of emotions that you experience. But hopefully, if you're a smart trader, the average person doesn't just diamond hand the entire way like Koko and Pinky do. But you can, if you do get a good position in the rush, you can potentially make like a decent bag for yourself, and just like getting that experience, and even if you lose, is, I think, so it's worth like just even participating in. And I mean, that's not financial advice, that's just more educational advice. Like to feel that rush of dopamine is something, it's something to experience, because you're doing it with like a bunch of lunatics at the same time, and everyone's cracking up and losing together, winning together. It don't matter, it's just fun. But no, thank you guys. I appreciate what you guys plugging in about Metatope to it. We're definitely rocking and rolling and getting so close, man. We're so close, and currently talking to projects and gaming studios, really putting together some special stuff for the world to see here in the near future. So definitely ready to rock, man. We've been building for over 2 years. It's it's a process, right?
Yeah, when we get a little bit bigger, like as we scale too, like let's throw some events together or something. We'll do something like fun together.
Yeah,
man,
cool. It would be great, bro. People are going to transition too. Like as people get money from like these different situations, I do see them finding their grail PFPs and stuff. And hopefully Metatope helps like with decision making on like our collections that we partner with. Might be smart to pick up something that you can embody a full avatar, especially if you're undoxed. Stuff like that. It's just there's so much value that we're going to bring to the table here. But we do have another guest, and they got some value too. I think that we definitely should take note of here. So without further ado, we got No Sleep.
Enough about us. Let's hear about some other people.
Yeah, right. we got the Shredding Sassy team up here, an absolute banger of a project, man. But I'll definitely let you get a nice little show in here. No Sleep. Tell us about your stuff.
Yeah, for sure, Chris. And I am also looking forward to, working with you guys in the future at Metatope from an AR perspective. I think that, what we are is a unified group of action sports enthusiasts and athletes worldwide. Um, why we chose action sports is, easy, man. By 2027, action sports is looking to be like a $600 billion market. If NFTs and blockchain progresses like the majority of us hopes it'll progress, I mean, that's going to be a market to be in early. And that's what we really feel that we are. We've recently migrated contracts August 1st over to a multi-chain contract. So now we're on Polygon, ETH, and Base, with the ability for our community members to bridge freely across the chains. So that's a pretty cool kind of thing that we're doing right now. The founders understand the need to build adequate revenue streams in this market, understanding that we can't rely on royalties, right? Everybody saw what OpenSea did and then what they reversed today. It's just very silly. So Shredding Sassy itself is taking a four-pronged approach. The heart of the collection is the Shredding Sassy Social Club. Having an NFT offers you discounts to, I think right now we're at 25 different vendor discounts. That's discounts on things like travel, lodging, streetwear, tech gear. Like if you need a pair of skis, you can get a pair of skis from Planks for 25% off. If you need travel reservations for a chalet in Chamonix, you can get $150 off a night. So we have some, even if you're injured, I think we recently teamed up with CBD Days for CBD oil. So that's just one of the cool benefits to holding an NFT. We also have coaching. Shredding Sassy is ran by a number of different founders. One of our founders is a Paralympic bronze medalist from the Beijing Games, and he's a snowboarder, rad dude from the UK, all over the place. But we have a lot of connections. So a part of that, there are, I think we're at 12 right now, pro ambassadors working with Shredding Sassy, pro snowboarders, skateboarders, surfers, just a bunch of dudes that are coming in, helping in the Discord, having fun, in spaces with us, networking, at events. It's really been great. So that's number one. That's the social club. We also have Shred It, which is our digital hub for sharing action sports content. You know, coming up as a skater, I don't know, Coco, Chris, have you guys ever skated? Did you snowboard growing up? What did you guys do?
I did some Koko surfed, but I'm not going to speak for him.
Coco, you
I was
surfed?
definitely on the water side of sports, man. I lived on like Siesta Key, south of Tampa, and that was
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I grew up in Hawaii, so yeah, we did all that stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know, the challenge for up and coming athletes is how do they get money? How do they get revenue to, you know, go compete, right? You know, a lot of shredders growing up maybe probably didn't come from the best of neighborhoods, the most money. So how do they travel to enter competitions? How do they get to the level that they need to be to make that money, to get the sponsorships? Well, what Shreddit is doing is it's essentially like TikTok meets Web3, meets action sports, where you go there. It's shreddit.tv, SHREDIT.tv. You go there, you upload your content, and it gets upvoted each week. The top 7 videos get minted on Polygon into it's a $10 mint. It's an open edition of sorts. It gets minted on Polygon, and 70% of those proceeds, I'm sorry, 80% of those proceeds go directly to the athletes in their pockets. I think so far since the launch of Shreddit, we've been 8 weeks in, and I think that it's close to $5,000 worth of funds going in the athletes' pockets. So that's money that can help them with food, with travel, again, with competition entries, and hopefully growing them. Shreddit's also available for people that are just exploring action sports, right? Man, I hadn't skated since I was 16. I'm 36 now. I just started doing it again. And about a month ago, I landed the first kickflip in forever. And
Let's
I got it up
go.
on, yeah, dude, I was so stoked, man. I got it up on Shreddit, got a bunch of votes. Didn't make a Shreddit though, rightfully so. I don't got all the skills to be minted on the blockchain yet, but it's just one cool portion of our 4 pillars of Shredding Sassy right now. We also have our streetwear, right? When you think shredders, you think skaters, man. You think artwork, you think styles, steez, all that stuff. So we have our Shredding Sassy streetwear. And then we have Shred Ventures, which is, going to be Web 2, Web 3 all over the place. It's going to be like a travel service of sorts that curates high-end action sports holidays in the world's most thrilling destinations. Think surfing in Portugal, think skiing in the Alps, dropped off on the top of a mountain in a helicopter. We want to offer that to, the world more than just our community. So what we're doing at Sassy is we're really trying to blend this Web 2 action sports world with Web 3. The hope for the investor is that, again, the market cap, not the market cap, I'm sorry, the market projections for action sports being huge by 2027. We're a small collection that hopefully, the price is going to rise as this becomes more mainstream. So we're really excited about where we're at. We're really excited about where we're going. And I just want to say thanks for coming up. I didn't really expect to give a little shill today. I expected to be talking shitcoins. So I thank you.
No, that's cool, man. Go ahead.
That sounds awesome, dude. I'm definitely gonna check you guys out, man.
I'll buy one.
Sweet. Yeah, bro. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'll
that's sick,
go,
bro.
I'll scoop
Action
one up.
sports, man. That's
Yeah,
like
hell
something
yeah.
that
That's
it's
awesome.
utility.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of shit I like too, so it's cool.
Kind of reminds me of like how they're like the starting up of like how Chive did, like they're in like every like bar restaurant. There's like a TV that does like Chive TV.
Well, you know what? Also, too, like and this is obviously I'm not like an NFT. Like, I mean, I guess I'm in the NFT industry, so I do know I'm pretty decent. But like, I feel like the guys that are doing this kind of stuff that they're doing right now, and like obviously how you guys are doing it, like you guys are building like some real use case type stuff. like I really think when everything picks back up and we go back into that kind of like, you know, that huge kind of run up phase, like you guys are going to yield a lot of success because you've already built that foundation, right? You've built that foundation that when people and retail starts jumping back into the market, that's the kind of stuff that's going to onboard them, right? These are the kind of tools and you know, utility plays that are going to maybe make that person that's never dabbled in crypto or blockchain before actually kind of, you know, bridge that gap, right? So I think that like, yeah, while NFT prices are down right now and there's a lot of like FUD and stuff, I think that there's a lot of good builders that are doing really cool stuff like yourselves. And you guys are basically laying the foundation for the next run up that people just don't realize it yet.
Yeah, that's what we want to do, and I think moving to this multi-chain contract to not get away from ETH by any means. You know, there's value in ETH, there's value in Polygon. I don't know a whole lot about Base yet, but I'm sure I'll get there. But you know, it's tough. You know, I think we partnered with Paper XYZ for our credit card payments through our own website to buy NFTs, where it, you know, uses your email, creates you a wallet, and then you can purchase it. But it's difficult to explain somebody coming in that wants discounts. Like, holy cow, you have discounts to all these things. This is a coupon book for me, you know, getting this NFT. Man, I want this coupon book, so I'm going to go to this website and buy it. However, can somebody explain to me what this $50 fee is that I don't understand? You know, for somebody being able to buy it on Polygon, you know, they're not going to be able to see that now, right? So going multi-chain, I think, is really going to help us in the future integrating people before this next run up, as you say. Man, we're doing some cool events too. We had a big event in Lisbon for NFC Lisbon. I don't know if anybody hit that up, but if you did, you probably heard about us there. We had a big surf event out there, and then we're at all the parties and having a good time. We also have an event coming up at Lugano, NFT Lugano in Switzerland, where we're a partnering project. We're building a skate park of sorts outside of the event, and having all of our skaters come out there, do a little demo, have some fun, hand out some boards, talk sassy, you know, all the good stuff. So man, it's exciting. Koko, Chris, I grew up loving action sports, and you know, you get into the 9 to 5, right? And it's draining and it drains you, and then you get into Web3 and you're like, oh, this is cool, man. I'd like to make some money. You get into crypto, you're having fun. And then as Robbie talked earlier, you get it, right? Things go wrong, and you're barely hanging on. And then you find something that just fits, man. I'll tell you what, Sassy for me really fit because of my passion for extreme sports, which I am not a professional or an amateur by any means. I am low-level extreme sports, but it brought that passion and my passion for Web3, NFTs, crypto, brought it all together. And man, I love being here every day. I love getting in these spaces. I love talking with everybody, learning, being a part of it. Yeah, it's stressful sometimes, but man, this is definitely where I want to be, and the team and the community that I want to be going through this whole crazy thing with.
Perfect, bro. Great. Well said. I mean, what an absolute banger of a show we had today. I appreciate our guests here and Robbie coming up and shooting the shit with us. I do think Shredding Sassy's got an awesome path ahead of you guys, and especially with that vertical, it's something that will always it'll always hit to heart for anybody growing up that did stuff like that. They might not be able to now, but they can be part of a community that gives them that fix, right? So whether you're not, you know, you might not be a trader, you might not be a coiner, but like, you know, that's another purpose of NFTs is that community aspect. And you know, finding, you know, when YouTube first came out, it had to start somewhere, you know, and creating that opportunity, just like I said, like Tribe TV started somewhere too. And as we progress in this world, you know, you guys are setting yourself up to be the #1 action sports hub for the Web3 atmosphere. So your ecosystem, right? So super excited to see the growth, man. And obviously with Metatope side, you know, we're definitely really excited to do something with you guys in the future here as we continue scaling out projects and building out these avatars with our partnerships, man. It's going to be super exciting to bring those to life so that people can actually start creating some cool content. You know, I think in the future, some of our goals are to create that type of opportunity where somebody could be skating as their avatar. We're just technology is slow, but we're getting there, working our ass off, man. So no, real quick, we got one more person coming up to say something, and then we'll start doing our closing thoughts and let everybody go on with the rest of their day here. But we are joined now real quick by hashtag Techie Lives Matter from the Cartel Meta. What's going on, bro? Mr. Cartel Meta, what's going on, bro? Oh my God, we got an engagement farming monkey on the stage. Anyway, all right, let's do some closing thoughts here, man. You know, we discussed market. Obviously, it's an interesting time. Seeing like Koko said, Evergrande or whatever it's called in China, that real estate powerhouse filing bankruptcy. That's not the first one. I think we've seen that. I don't remember the name of it, but there was definitely a real estate powerhouse out there that did this like a year ago, and it did affect the market pretty heavily. So. Maybe this probably isn't the end of the sell-off. I think there was like $768 million liquidated today in crypto assets. So that's something to take note of as you determine your next move. But I definitely am bullish on this cross-chain stuff, and I think I think a lot of us have a lot of educational side that we need to do when it comes to Base or Shibarium and stuff. But really. Just seeing movement and seeing that type of EVM compatibility is bullish in the sense of the future of crypto. But yeah, so we talked about that. Shitcoins are fun in the house. The guys, if you haven't joined that Telegram up top in the nest, you have the Sassy. You also have Koko's tweet there. Join that. That's the announcements channel that'll get you every call that he makes as it comes out. And then, take some time to take a look at what Metatope's doing. We got a action-packed powerhouse of offerings. Right now, we are talking to the gaming studios on one side, creating opportunities for IP to go into different ecosystems. And then we're also working with projects. If you're a founder and you want to see your avatar, or you want to see your PFP come to life, we take anything from a 2D image, 3D image, a 3D asset, and make it even optimized for game ready. So that you can, it'll be able to work on any of our partnerships as we move forward with, these building them out. So super excited. Please, if you know somebody, you want to make an intro, you feel it's worth our time to have that conversation, we are always down. We're very open to those talks and stuff. So we want to build together and really create an ecosystem that gives people a reason to own NFTs right now, because as we all know, the market has moved on for the time being, and that's okay. I think there needs to be more. There needs to be people need to come back to NFTs with the reason. So let's give them that through Shred and Sassy, Metatope, and anybody else that wants to be a part of this fun. So with that being said, let's give it to Pinky today. Pinky, you want to take us out of here? Give us a little bit of some of that hype before we all go on.
Yes, guys. Everyone, just remember, out there somewhere, there's that next 1000x waiting for you to put your little 0.05 or 0.1, or you can be like me and Koko and put a 0.5 into that next 1000x that's just waiting there with your name on it. Don't be afraid. Join us. And hey, shout out to Metatope, man. I spoke with Walker too. Like I work on some other stuff behind the scenes too in the gaming world, and I'm like looking forward to maybe figuring out some kind of partnership with you guys, because what you guys are doing is pretty damn sick, man. And I think once the NFT space comes back and things start pumping again, like what you guys are doing over there is gonna like change everything if you guys execute correctly, which I think you can. And I can't wait to see what you guys do, bro. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for having us up. As always, bro, let's get this bread, baby.
Let's get it. Have a great day, guys.
Yeah, cyberpunk. Yeah. I mix my ETH with Polygon Pythagoras. MetaMask. Yeah, crypto cash. Yeah, I seen the metaverse through Metatope. My eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Phase 1 evolution, revolution. Smart contracts inside your smartphone. Phase 1 evolution, revolution. Help me ET phone. Full body markerless motion capture. The metaverse broken after the Metatope golden era. The whitelist still open. Hurry up, what you need? Golden chariot. Holy virgins that's holding cherubims, paving the road with fairy dust. Create the avatar of your wildest dreams, yeah, and use it inside your live stream. And all your metaverses, favorite games in widescreen. Metatope, visualize your digital ID. I seen the metaverse through Metatope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Yeah, Metatope is your mirror to the metaverse. Yeah, I seen the metaverse through Metatope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone.